What's up, y'all? This is my first official attempt at doing this. If you're watching, please subscribe, like this video, share it. Let people know there's this new guy in town, all right? And he's popping up on computers everywhere, all right? He's doing movie reviews. His name is Michael. Over time, I'll let you guys know a little bit more about myself, but for now, we just gonna jump right into this. I'm gonna be doing my first movie review. So the movie in question today is Bruiser, Hulu special. It's Bruiser. You know, the guy from Moonlight and the guy that plays Mike Tyson, he's in it. You know, he looks like 50 Cent. They do a 50 Cent biopic. He definitely should do it. But yeah, let's jump into this, all right? So the movie, when I read the title, it was pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be about, because the title, the description was pretty vague. Boy struggles between father and stepfather. And I just already was like, okay, I know what that is. Like, I'm not trying to say it's the cliche story of the black community or nothing, but, you know, it kind of relates to that. You know, you got your father and you got your father figure, you know, and it's like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Let's see how this boy feels. So I clicked on it to watch it. Plus, the guy from Moonlight sent it. I think he pretty good actor, you know, great actor. I watched it, you know, it gives me like indie vibes, like an independent film, low budget film, but just made to perfection. You know, it ended in an unsatisfactory way for me, pretty much, because I wanted to know more, you know, so I didn't get to know more, but I knew enough, I guess. So this is what the movie pretty much was about. First off, let me rate it 1 through 5. I'd give it about like a 2.5, but with a little bonus of like it was good acting. It's not 2.5 because it's a bad movie. It's 2.5 because I wanted more. You know what I mean? You just want more, bro. I just wanted more. All right. So it goes like this. This boy pretty much is in this town. I don't know what town he's in. Like I didn't pay attention. I only watched it once. You know what I mean? But I paid attention to the overall energy of it. So he's in this town. He has his mother and his stepfather. You know, the stepfather is just hard working. Anyway, so the stepfather is pretty much this hard working man. He's a car salesman. I looked up on Google. They say he's a struggling car salesman. I had no idea he was struggling. I thought he was just a car salesman. You know, but anyway, he's taking care of his family, being a car salesman. He's the working man. His wife, the son's mom, which is the man, the car salesman's wife, I believe she gives violin lessons. She's giving violin lessons to this little girl, who the little girl's father is probably the owner of the diner. I don't know if it's her father or her grandfather, but the little boy's mom teaches this little girl the violin. And just to make it a little bit more insightful, the little girl and the little boy actually got a little thing going on, you know. It's innocent, you know, it's pure innocence, you know, it's beautiful, you know, coming of age story. The mom with her new husband, which is the stepfather, pretty much raised this boy from ages 0 to about 13. That's the gist of it. So this boy has only known this man from birth to pretty much current. I believe there was a scene where they said they told him that wasn't his biological father, but they never told him who his biological father was. So, you know, it starts off, you know, he's dead smack in what's it called? Puberty phase, when your emotions are all like roller coaster. You're not really consistent. Your personality is not really consistent when you hit young adolescent puberty stage. His personality is not that consistent, but it's understandable because that's his innocence. You know, he's a great kid. You know, he just gives his parents trouble as far as like saying, leave me alone, shut up, get away from me. Mind you, that's probably this new thing. You know, growing up for me, maybe I was a punk or something, but I never had the courage, the balls, the cojones. You know, I never had the cojones to tell any parental figure to shut up and get the hell out of my face. You know, I never had it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I've had blow up moments. Best believe I ran clean out the house. I jumped out of a car one time because I was scared of what I said. I thought what was going to happen. I was about to be the end of my life, man. But anyway, I guess 2023, you know, kids is different these days, and it's normal because, you know, there's this new wave of parents and decisions being made. But anyway, he's verbally, you know, kind of disrespectful. I say kind of because he ain't just over the top disrespectful, but he is disrespectful to his parents. But when he leaves his parents, you know, he plays with his friends, and then that girl that the mom plays violin lessons to, she happens to be one of his friends. And He's got all white friends, you know. I don't mean to make this a racial thing, but I just think it's because he in the town that he's in, that just so happens to be the case. He gets into a fight with one of the boys, and they, you know, boys will be boys. How my auntie said, boys will be boys. You know, he gets pretty much his ass handed to him by this white kid. He going crazy on him, and the girl's like, stop it, leave him alone. Leave him alone. The boy gets up mad, pissed off because he lost the fight, and he's kicking rocks all the way to the creek, all the way to the lake. He kicking rocks, right? Right? You know how people say kick rocks? White dude didn't say that, but if he would have said that, that boy was for sure kicking rocks all the way to the lake. He gets to the lake and he's just pondering about life at this point. Like, man, what does it all mean, bro? I just got my ass whipped, bro. My father ain't my father, but it is. Like, what's happening? And then you see 50 Cent. It's not 50 Cent's the actor. I need to find out his name. But he looked like 50 Cent. He got locks. He got this wig on, got locks. He's sitting there looking at this boy, right? He's like, hey, boy, what you doing over here all by yourself? The boy's like, just feeds into it, man. I wandered here, bro. And, you know, what are you doing here next to this house right here? In this house right here, the people that lived in this house died. They build the relationship off of that. And he's like, man, how you know about these people, man? He's like, I used to work for these people. He was like, oh, yeah, my dad used to work for them. He was like, who was your dad? No, he didn't say his dad's name. The actual 50 Cent dude, he guessed it. He was like, was your dad's name? Blah, blah, blah. And I forgot what the dude's name is. But when you watch it, it'll all come together. He's like, oh, man, I know your father, man. That's crazy. Come back some other time, you know, we'll talk some more. We'll talk some more about this. Before they go away from each other, he tells them, like, hey, I see you look like you got your ass beat. And he was like, yeah, I got into a fight. And he was like, you lost, didn't you? He was like, yeah. He was like, he was older than you, huh? Yeah, he was older than you. It's like, you know, he teaches in the left, right, thumbs, put your thumbs up, left. He teaches him that stuff, and he tells him, right, hey, hit me in my face, bro. Dude, this dude's crazy, right? So kid's like, what? He said, hit me in my face, bro. Motherfucker got it. He said, okay, smack. So he smacked him in the face, and he's like, oh, come on, that's all you got? So the kid was like, smack. He's like, come on, bro, that's all you got? Smack. Really smacked him, right? Now his ears is ringing. He's like, oh, boy, that got my ears ringing. That was good. He laughed, and he like crazy, like the Joker or something. Like, hoo, you got me, boy. You got me good, boy. The little kid tells him later on, man, like, you know, you're really weird. He's like, I'm weird? He's like, yeah, but you all right, though. You all right, though. Pretty much next scene goes, it's nighttime. Mom hears a phone call. She answers it, and it's the 50 Cent actor dude. She's like, who is this? He's like, it's Porter. Oh, Porter is his name in the movie. His name is Porter. The actual father's name is Porter. She's on the phone. On the phone, he pretty much says, I am in town. I want to get together again and just, you know, hash everything out. And then the scene switches to her in bed with her actual husband. And she's like, hey, sweetie, baby, poo-poo, baby bear, Papa Bear. Guess who called? And he's like, who called? Who called? Porter called. He's like, What did he want? Well, he called, you know, he just wants to hash things out. He thinks we should all meet. And so what did you say? I said we should meet because, you know, I know what he did was wrong, but, you know, we don't have to have him in our lives. We just gotta you know, let's let him know how we feel all this time. And the husband's like, you don't owe him anything. I know, but that's not about owing. It's about, you know, just letting my piece be said. I got some things on my chest I want to say. She's like, they agree. They're all right, fine. We could meet up with this man, but don't expect anything. So they meet up at the diner. They just chilling there. He's got a suit and tie on. The husband and the wife is sitting there. They look real solidified as the unit they have been building up to be, because they have been, and it looks good, and it's a power couple apparently. I don't know. You know, I'm just saying this, right? So anyway, he comes in, opens the door. He's got this little walk, you know, with his locks. He got this little walk, right? They like, she looking like, oh my God, that's my baby father. She didn't say that, but that's the look she had, and I ain't no fool. But the husband kind of feeling him some type of way just from the glance. He's looking at him, he's looking at her. The thing about the actual husband is he's a great dude, man. He's an alpha as well, stocky, you know. He takes care of his responsibilities. He take care of his responsibilities. He comes in, sits down, he's like, yo, I'm sorry I'm late, man. but I'm here now. And they're like, so, and the husband's like, so what's this about? Why are you here? It's like, man, I apologize for how I just dipped off on y'all all them years ago, but I'm a reformed man now. You know, I've been to the Air Force. I'm more patient, pretty much saying that he's more solidified in a more comfortable position to actually be in his son's life. You can't be mad at that because no one controls or dictates what growth is for anybody. You grow at your own speed. Everybody does. It's ideal with the supposed to be's and the shoulds. You should be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, but everybody don't get to those moments until they understand those moments. And what you learn today, the next person learns 50 years from now. That's a beautiful message right there in itself. So it got you feeling on the fence like, he's wrong for his past, but he did so much better for himself now, right? So now, well, the husband instantly, he's like, no, we're not going to, and the wife cuts her off like, no, well, we have to talk about this together before we come up with a decision. But the actual dad's like kind of baffled by that. He's like, well, I understand, man, take y'all time. I ain't been here. Y'all really are his parents. Long story short, after that, they go to the car. The wife says, we can come to an agreement, but the husband's like, just sighing away. Then at that night, they have a house meeting, and he pretty much tells the wife and his son through marriage, but it's really his son because he's raising him. But he tells him like, hey, this dude that's Porter, he is your father, but he ain't a good dude, and I don't want y'all seeing him. I don't want you seeing him. I don't want him back in life. What we have is a good thing. Your dad coming back in the picture will F things up. They don't really want to hear that stuff. And he also lies about a few stories a few times about, well, not lying about it, but kind of exaggerating truths. Your father beat this dude half to death, and now this dude, fast forward, has brain damage for the rest of his life. Your daddy ain't cool. Throughout the movie, the dad ends up sneaking his son out the house, but the biological dad doesn't sneak the son out the house just willy-nilly either. The son actually calls the biological dad up because, come on, like, you see your dad and you're like, man, my dad's cool too. Like, I want to be with my dad. I love my dad, but I love my dad. I never met this man. I want to know. So he takes him to like the circus. They playing on the little darts, getting prizes, laughing, having a good time. The actual parents start calling. The biological dad's like, hey, don't answer that. All they gonna do is tell you to leave. So until they find us, just enjoy your time with me. I'm trying to get to know you and get close to you. They call again and they end up answering. They're like, hey, well, all right, well, I'll bring him back in 2 minutes to the front of the circus because they're at the front waiting. And on the way there, the dad decides, hey, let's get the Ferris wheel real quick since it's about to be over. Let's hit the Ferris wheel. But my mom and dad, you said we're going to be there 2 minutes. No, they could wait. They had us waiting. What's 2 minutes for them? They do the Ferris wheel. They're having a great time, just bonding, just having the energy of the magnetism right next to each other, just feeling it. You see the bond impactfully through the lens of the camera. The director was really good at doing that. It was a really good move, man, and the father comes in tripping, of course. Dude's like, dude, chill. He's all right. You see him here. He's cool. He's with me. The dad through marriage ends up knocking the biological father out. It's recorded. Everyone says, man, your dad is a one-punch king out here. So that's just a viral thing. And anyway, it goes pretty much throughout this whole movie now. It's a back and forth tale of like this boy somehow getting around his father, but the other father doesn't want this boy to do that. But through the whole movie, he keeps running away with his dad. At the end of the movie, this is when it went left, right? For me, I was like, damn, dude, like the 50 Cent actor Porter, the actor's name is Porter. In the movie, his name is Porter, right? I was like, he's doing so good, man. Why he had to go left with it? And where he went left with it was when he took his son. They went to a restaurant. It's actually the same diner throughout the whole movie. And he tells they order steaks, and the people at the restaurant, they know the kid because, you know, it's a small town. So they're kind of like alarmed, just that, like, why is it so late? Why is he with this man? And the dad's like, yo, we've been waiting for this steak for like an hour. What's going on? And they try to come and say, hey, come sit over here instead. And dude's like, wait, why y'all trying to take my son away from me? And he's like, yo, just don't worry about it, man. People are on his actual parents are on the way. He ends up pushing the old man down, taking his son, like, let's go. And he's like, man, I don't know why they tripped and trying to take you away from me, man. They crazy. And his mom's calling. He tries to answer the phone, but he says, don't answer the phone. So that biological dad grabs the boy's phone, throws it out the window. Now he's tripping, right? I'm like, damn, why you had to go and do that, man? Now You went from reform to crazy just like that, just like that, right? He's like, don't worry about your phone, little one. I'm gonna get you a new one. We gonna go to Miami for a week or so. I'm gonna buy you new clothes and everything. He's like, what about my clothes at home? I'm gonna get you all new everything. Don't even worry about it. The boy's like, just pull over, Dad, for a second, man. Just pull over for a second. So he pulls over. The son gets out the car and walks off. And then the dad, through marriage, that actually was raising the boy, drives past, and these two men see each other in the face, and they just brawl. They hashed out. They fight, and they going crazy on each other, like a fight to the death. Like they fighting over a piece of steak or something, right? That little boy's a piece of steak to both of them. But they fighting. They just going crazy, bro. I'm thinking as I'm watching, like one of them's gonna die. Or they both gonna die. I don't know. But they end up fighting, and the fight scene is kind of artistically done with some like Shakespearean type music playing in the background. I'm like, that's pretty dope how they got this slow motion battle, just like emotional. They fight and they go off into the distance, and they come back, and the boy's looking at both of his fathers like, man, both y'all lame as hell, man. Y'all both lame as hell, man. So he gets in the car, bro, and he drives off, and he plays this Teddy Pendergrass song his mom always listens to, that I noticed she listens to it when shit hits the fan. She listens to that, calm her nerve. He ends up listening to the same song on the radio that his mom listens to. And the cool side note is that the mom taught him how to drive. None of them fathers taught him how to drive. The mom did. So it just ends like that. It ends with him driving off into the distance. And so I was unsatisfied because deep down I'm like, man, like, what next? Is it just like, I just watched all that. Like, okay, I just watched that. Like, now it's like, okay, definitely a 2.5-star movie. But the acting was great. It just felt like it was building up to something. And that something was never there. Like, it never was there. Like, you know what I mean? As a actor, aspiring actor myself, right? I struggle with trying to make a film that has a great, like, ta-da! I always struggle with that. It actually was comforting knowing just that I could see a movie that's an established movie, and it didn't have no ta-da either. So I'm like, all right, I could definitely do a ta-da thing too. But the movie was good, man. Like, so there is messages within it. You know, one of the messages could be like just revealing how it is for a boy, a young black boy that grows up with a stepfather and a biological father, the internal struggles that one has to deal with emotionally. Just watching it and maybe deciding for yourself what feelings you gravitate towards. Maybe that was the overall point of it. I'll say why it resonated with me though. I relate to the Porter character, because Porter is very free-spirited, very carefree, very quote-unquote cool, anything goes, wherever the wind blows. I ain't gonna lie, that's not really, I saw through that movie why that's not good to be all the way like that. So somehow you definitely want to blend the two fathers, because the other father isn't as fun, he isn't as carefree, very stern, very strong-minded, very routine type of guy. You know, suit and tie, let's go put you in private school kind of guy. I'm not gonna play with you, but I'll damn sure provide. And so if you could blend those two fathers together, that's the aspiring characteristic traits I feel like makes a great father, you know. But no one's saying it's easy though. It's a good movie. This is my first movie review. I thought that was a good, interesting movie to actually do a review on for my first one. Like I said before, man, hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment, you can talk trash, talk your uplifting words. I'm gonna start making these movie reviews more consistently. I've been just watching movies a lot lately. And I look up movie reviews and I'm watching them and I'm loving it. And I'm just like, hey, let me make some reviews too, all right? So once again, I'm Michael. Thanks for watching. Hopefully y'all hit that subscribe button and y'all will see me soon, later on.